here. Back with the Dodgers. Alden Gonzalez tweeting, Kershaw is at the Dodgers facility playing catch. He and the Dodgers have agreed to terms on a new contract, according to a source, but he still has to finish going through his physical. So it makes sense. Where else could you imagine him going? Meantime, Kenley Jansen agreeing to a one-year, $10 million deal with Los Angeles. This time, though, it's the Angels. Joel Sherman tweeting that, and John Heyman, his colleague and friend here at MLB Network and New York Post, was the first one on it. So both these guys right now are chasing historic milestones. You know, for Kershaw, you're trying to get to a barometer of 3,000 strikeouts, and Kenley Jansen trying to move up the all-time saves leaderboard. Kershaw first. No surprise he's back.
Nope.
And I swear I'm not being facetious. May not be their top 5 starter.
No, he might not be. But you know what? When he gets healthy, they have 12 of them. So at some point, he might get in there. You know, we always have injuries that derail guys, sure, right? So, you know, you can have enough pitchers. I always say that, you know, and you ask every general manager when we go down and do our camps, you know, what can you not have enough of? And it's always pitching. Look at this. And
I mean, Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Sasaki. Yeah. Kershaw's like my 5.
And these are all studs. It's not like you just have some throw-ins in there. These are all good,
Ohtani to join the rotation by May.
There you go. So by the time Ohtani gets there, Kershaw's pitching in like September. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
give me 60 good innings, and then we'll get you in the playoffs.
So if some guys get hurt, I think the one thing seriously you look at is, you know, you got a serviceable future Hall of Famer that will take the baseball and go out there and give you everything he has. Yeah. And that's why he's in camp. You know, they know exactly what he's dealing with. They know exactly who he is and what he's about, obviously. And this makes the most sense for the Dodgers.
Low risk, high reward, right? I know we're giving Kershaw. I'm not giving him a ton. We don't know the exact terms. It's a one-year deal, probably straightforward. Kenley Jansen's a guy, man, racking up saves all these seasons. Angels were obviously not a good team a season ago. But again, Kenley's trying to rise up the all-time saves leaderboard and try to pat his case potentially for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, this is like that diamond in the rough. It's like, you know what, for Ron Washington, it's more of one of those things like, hey, we can ill afford to lose any games that we're ahead of, right? We have to win these games. You got a guy, and Kenley Jansen is going to give you that chance to close out those precious 3 outs at the back end of the bullpen. And so I like this move. I really do. I like where it's at. Look at this.
I can't believe he could catch Lee Smith.
I mean, Lee Arthur is sitting at 4.78. He might be sweating a little bit, you know, because Kenley is coming. And he's done a terrific job of being able to be out there consistently to get those numbers where they are.
And when you compare him to other Hall of Famers, okay, the innings are much higher for Mo, Hoffman, and Smith. But look at Billy Wagner. I mean, Wagner's in the Hall of Fame. And Jansen should match that 900 innings. The strikeout per 9 is higher than all those dudes.
He's on the highway. I mean, he's pulling off, getting a little gas. He's gonna pull in there in a minute. And you know what? That's a credit to him. You know, understanding. I mean, pitching some tough environments, and then you know, taking the baseball and going out there and actually tweaking some things at times, right? Because he had the cutter, and then he had to figure out, you know, when the cutter wasn't working, little things like that, and get back on track, and look where he's at.
Yeah, 2 veteran pitchers still trying to get it done.
Yeah.
All right, earlier on Tuesday, Mookie Betts speaking for the first time this spring about the expectations for the 2025 season.
It's hard to do it once, so I think just we can't keep thinking about being champions again. We haven't played game 1, you know, so we have to take care of spring training, and then when game one comes, but we can't keep talking about the World Series again.
Single season wins record of 116. Has that?
We know that, right? But what do we add, not only for the field, but the clubhouse, to keep this thing exactly where it is, for us to feel, everybody feel comfortable coming in, everybody's looking forward to meeting their new teammates and getting acclimated. I think it's going to be another one of those seasons where, you know, you sit there and, I mean, you have to catch them.
Yes.
You're going to have to catch them and beat them down if you're going to get past them and win the division.
It's a great point you make about dudes want to go there. Kirby Yates, 1 year, $13 million. He could get that elsewhere, but he wants to go win a championship. Yeah. His best chance to do this with Los Angeles.
And I like that. You know, you can say, well, you know, you go in there, you know, for obvious reasons. Why not?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they know how to win. They're going to put you in great position to be successful. And when you look across the board, you know, the lasting impression of every player is, they won the chip.
Yeah.
Right? And so I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, we shall see if anyone can dethrone the champion. Still to come here on MLB Tonight. More spring training arrivals, as Cliff will tell us. But really, what are you trying to get out of spring training? Plus the return of Shohei Ohtani being a two-way player, and Roki Sasaki. Why everyone's fired to see that young man pitching. That's next. MLB Tonight resumes. Get ready for it. Shohei Ohtani's going to be back on the mound. The LA Dodgers in May. When he's hitting and he's pitching, there's nothing like it in baseball. And we'll see Ohtani unleashed for the first time as a pitcher for the LA Dodgers sooner rather than later. And that's right, it's Spring Training Eve. Special time here at MLB Network. And for all you baseball fans out there, need a little Technicolor here, got the music going. It's funny, Cliffy, talking to players, so many guys will go, yeah, spring training is too long, too laborious. But they'll talk to other guys, they go, no, I need to be there 6 weeks early. I get my work in, get prepared. Were you a creature of habitat? Did you really have a program when it came to spring training?
I really did. I tried to get there a little early, settle in, and then go in and have a conversation with the manager, right, whoever it was, just to get on the same page. How you want me to play? How you want me to get ready? Am I going to play the road games? Do you want me on the bus? Like, you know, where in Florida, typically you have to take the bus because, you know, trip's a little longer. AZ, they let guys drive, you know, because everything is a little shorter as far as distance. But I just need to leave camp, and not just me, everybody, leave camp healthy. You try your best, right? Guys come in a little banged up, you know, from surgery or whatever case they have in the off season. But for the most part, just get through camp. Don't get through camp and feel like it's August. You can't, right? And that's all you're trying to do. That's it, right? Feel good. Like when you watch the game in spring training, you see like guys like Francisco Lindor. He likes to play. You know, some guys are like, hey, give me a couple games in, and I want to get my work in the cage. You know, and so on and so forth. So whatever floats the boat for your players to get the max out, I'm on board with that.
So much of that is about timing, getting that rhythm down. Speaking of rhythm, we will be seeing Shohei Ohtani again as a two-way player, hitting and pitching. It's amazing. We didn't have to pitch, always focus on hitting. He puts up this historic 50-50 season. So part of me says, Cliff, all right, offensively, those numbers are going to dip a little bit. He's not going to steal 50 bags. But having said that, you could also argue he's never done it in L.A. with the Dodgers before. Maybe he still can be an elite hitter, an elite pitcher. Will he focus more on trying to win a Cy Young for the first time? I mean, there's a lot to it, but all I can tell you is this. His averages, when he's doing both, he's hitting almost 300, 44 bombs, 173 OPS plus, and his ERA is sub-3. I mean, that's unbelievable.
That's really, you know, that hurts my feelings as an ex-player that just did one thing consistently and tried really hard to do it at the best of my ability, because he has to be different as far as mindset and work. So it should tell you as a hitter, you don't need that workload to be that dramatic. You need to work smart and understand, because he's working smart. The only way to get through a season and be that productive as we just saw is to work smart. And understand that your body needs rest at times. So while we're in the cage, banging away, trying to get that swing right, sometimes less is more. And I think you have to think that way, because that's the only way you can get that max out of his body.
To your point, the numbers I looked at, I just saw 143 innings is issuing to me. I'm like, he could throw 120. Like, they have 9 starting pitchers. It's okay. He doesn't need to go every 5th day.
When he was as good as he was, as we saw offensively, I'm on board with that. Right? I just think that makes the most sense for that team where they are as far as what he did offensively in the leadoff spot, by the way.
Of all the guys I cannot wait to watch, Roki Sasaki is at the head of the class. He's 23 years of age. He hits 100 on the gun. And like so many great Japanese pitchers, throws an unbelievable split. I can't wait to watch him.
I can't either. But I want to see him against the best of the best in spring training. I want to see him facing Betts. I want to see him facing Freeman and Ohtani. Right? I don't want to see him on the backfield facing number 87 and number 92, because I get it. He's faced that and he's been dominant. I want to see this going against the best in spring training, which is going to get him better, one, and two, ready for the season against these monsters out there.
You're right, because once he actually gets that taste of live hitters, and you can see what you want in spring training, but there's something to it. The first time a real live Major League Baseball player is facing him, he's going to have to adjust and try to learn things as he goes.
And then for us, we get to camp, and the first thing you see is Pedro Martinez. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want to face that, right? And I'm looking for the expressions that come off these guys' faces that are serious. Like, no, he's nasty, and I look forward to him being on my team as opposed to facing him from somewhere else.
That's a good point. Rather than almost giving a scouting report to the opposition, he's helping the confidence of his own teammates.
I want that, right? So I know it's early. I know my swing is not on point. I get that, but I want to see what these other guys are going to see from the opposing team, because when I know it's nasty, but I just can't see it because I'm playing the field or whatever the case may be, I don't get the feel in the box of what it looks like. I want to feel that.
It'll be fun. Meantime, as far as the team that the Dodgers beat in the World Series, New York Yankees, earlier on Tuesday, Aaron Boone was asked if the Dodgers' comments on the Yankees' sloppiness in the World Series bothered him. It continues, and that's right, the New York Mets getting set along with Edwin Diaz and other Mets right now. Port St. Lucie in Florida. Obviously, high expectations for a team who made a little bit of noise last year in the postseason. Carlos Mendoza was asked how he sees the lineup shaking out.
we got some really good options here, you know, and whether you go Soto, second, third, Lindor, Pete, Vientos, you know, you feel good about your chances, right? So, again, too early. I've been playing around, I'm not going to lie, I've been playing around what it's going to look like. If we go this way, what about if we go that way? But who we're facing, I mean, when you're talking about a guy like Soto, I don't know, you know, but again, I got to have those conversations with them, let it kind of play out and see what's best for the players, what's best for the team, and then we'll go from there.
All right, with Carlos Mendoza's comments as our jumping off point, it's hit or stay. That's right, just a version of blackjack here, hit or stay. So I'm going to throw up some lineups to Cliffy, and he's going to hit, meaning he'll take the new team, or stay with what he's got so far.
Right.
Straightforward?
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look first off the New York Mets. Our first option here on hit or stay. This is the projected lineup. So Lindor leading off. Then you go Soto, Alonso, Brandon Nimmo cleanup guy, Vientos, etc. What do you got?
Okay, I like this one. What you want is protection for Soto because that's what he had with the Yankees, right? When you think about Judge hitting behind him, the big signing was bringing back Pete.
Yes.
I thought that was huge for them. So I like that lineup.
Yeah, I mean, look at Lindor specifically, too. I mean, his second halves have always been great with the Mets.
Yes. And I think you want that pressure. When you look at what the Dodgers did throughout the whole season, they had that pressure on you from the first inning on, right? It was like, you know, we got Shohei, Mookie, and then Freddie. Like, bam, bam. Right?
Ambush,
right? You don't get a chance to. You're actually overthinking coming out of the bullpen to start the game.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, man. So I think that's the pressure. If you Mendoza, that's what you're thinking.
Don't make a mistake to him. Or to him, or to him,
right.
Or to him. I bet they can take a breath. How about the Texas Rangers lineup? So a couple years ago, they win the World Series because of the fact they could bash. Last year, their offense actually went down. And yet, if Simeon and Seager are healthy, if Wyatt Langford has a big season, Jock Peterson, I think, is a good pickup. Hit or stay, Rangers.
Man, you know what? This is one of those lineups that's gotten healthy. And now it looks scary again. But I'm still going to stay with the Mets, right? I'm going to stay with the Mets. But when you think about this lineup, it's not one of those lineups that's not going to come back and do some damage because we've seen them when they're healthy, what they can do and ambush you a lot of times.
Yeah, Rangers certainly have a lot of options. You're right. If you looked at lineups overall, Mets are pretty good. All right. Toronto Blue Jays made some improvements. Hit or stay?
Oh, boy.
So Springer, listen, not the same player once was, but Vladdy's an MVP candidate. Santander, you already said you're the most excited about seeing him in a different lineup. If Bo Bichette gets healthy again, I think Will Wagner's an under-the-radar breakout candidate. He had a 123 OPS plus. Give me a little Kirk Jimenez coming over from Cleveland.
Well, I like this lineup, but I think the one thing for me is the bottom half. The supporting cast players have to step up. And that's just bottom line, man, right? Like, you can put that pressure on, but those guys, if I'm the opposing manager, I'm going to be like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
These guys, they can do some damage. I want to see what these guys can do. I might walk a couple to get to these guys in certain situations. Yeah. Just saying.
Bottom three gets a little tricky. And I'm curious what happens to Jimenez. He's amazing defensively. His offense has gone down a couple seasons ago. So Mets or Blue Jays, hit or stay, right?
I'm going with the Mets.
Right,
I'm going to
stay.
Yes.
Stay right now. Okay, fair enough. Next up, Philadelphia Phillies. They play on that bandbox there.
Oh, boy.
And Citizens Bank Park. Speaking of having a bang out of the gate, how about that top three? Even top four, even top five. Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Castellanos, boom. Then you give me a little Kepler, Real Muto, one of the better offensive catchers in the game. A little Marsh, a little Stott. Hit or stay? Come on.
I got to stay.
Wow.
I know.
You're taking the Mets lineup over the Phillies.
I know. And I think, you know what, when I think about this lineup, Max Kepler, I get it.
Yeah.
And JT moves down to seventh. It's deep, but I'm staying.
Wow. Okay. And a little more for you. Dodgers.
Tough.
Here we go. There's no hit or stay. Come on. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Teoscar.
I'm a hitter. I'm a hitter about it.
There we go.
I'm a hitter about it. I'm giving you this. And look, Michael Conforto, you got to think about everybody else. We know the top, but that Michael Conforto signing was huge.
How about Tommy
Edman? What he did, he had no homers, and all of a sudden it was like, when we saw him during the World Series, I was like, where does power come from? He goes, my wrist, my thumb got better, my wrist got better, and we saw what happened.
Tommy Edman parlayed a few months into a 5-year deal.
Parlayed it.
Speaking of, hit or stay. Well done, Mike.
Look at that.
Hit me.
Oh, you're really good at this.
Just wait, I got my hat on the block.
これぞドジャース。2025年シーズン。伝説の始まり、ドジャースファンの皆さん。ついに、この時がやってきました。2025年シーズンに向けて、ロースターは、史上最強クラスの陣容を誇り、大谷翔平が再び二刀流として マウンドに戻ってきます。すでにオフシーズンで大きな話題をさらったこのドジャースですが、開幕を前にしてさらに期待感が高まるばかりです。投打ともにリーグ屈指のタレントが揃い、ワールドシリーズ制覇へ向けた準備は万全。これ以上にワクワクする展開があるでしょうか。大谷翔平の復活と二刀流の衝撃。昨シーズン、打者に専念しただけで50本塁打と50盗塁を達成し、歴史的な成績を残した大谷翔平。そんな彼が2025年シーズン、ついにマウンドにも戻ってきます。打って、投げて、走る、これぞ翔平の真骨頂。しかも、彼が復帰する頃には、スネル、山本由伸、グラスノー、そして若き剛腕佐々木朗希といったドジャース投手陣が逆な布陣を形成。そこに翔平が加わることで、投手陣の厚みはさらに増し、対戦相手にとってはまさに悪夢となるでしょう。翔平が二刀流でどこまでやれるのか、そして彼のピッチング復活が打撃成績にどう影響するのか、それを見届けるのが今シーズンの最大の楽しみの一つです。レジェンドが揃うローテーション。これ以上の夢があるか。クレイトン・カーショウがついに戻ってきました。ドジャース一筋の生ける伝説が再びブルーのユニフォームを着て投げる姿を見られるのは感慨深いものがあります。カーショウが先発5番手、そんな贅沢すぎるローテーションがドジャースには実現してしまいました。スネル、山本、グラスノー、佐々木、そしてカーショウ、どこを切り取ってもエース級。しかもそこに翔平が加わると考えるともう言葉になりません。ドジャースは昨シーズン強力な打線で圧倒的な成績を残しましたが、今年は投手陣も歴代最強クラス。ローテーションがこのまま健康を維持できればシーズン100勝超えはもはや確実かもしれません。ドジャースに行きたい名選手が集まる理由。今オフシーズン、ケンリー・ジャンセン、カービー・イエーツといったベテランクローザーが次々とドジャースを選択しました。その理由は明白。勝てるチームでプレーしたいからです。リングが欲しい。ワールドシリーズ制覇を目指すならここしかない。そんな思いを抱いた選手たちが集結し、ドジャースという夢のチームが完成しました。翔平の加入、ベッツとフリーマンの安定感、そして圧倒的な投手陣。このチームには優勝以外の選択肢はないのではないでしょうか。歴史の目撃者になる準備はできていますか。これだけのメンバーが揃った2025年シーズン、まさに歴史の1ページを目撃することになるでしょう。そして今シーズンは翔平が大活躍するだけでなく、新たなスターの台頭も期待されています。佐々木朗稀がメジャーでどこまで通用するのか、山本はサイ・ヤングを取れるのか、ベテラン勢はどう支えるのか、すべての答えはこれからのシーズンに詰まっています。さあ、みんなで盛り上がろう。この歴史的なドジャースのシーズンをあなたも一緒に楽しみませんか。チャンネル登録で最新の試合速報やハイライトを見逃さずにチェック。コメント欄で今シーズンの展望や期待を語り合いましょう。いいねボタンを押してこのドジャースの勢いをさらに加速させよう。ワールドシリーズ優勝へ一直線。ドジャースと共に夢のシーズンを駆け抜けましょう。この結末どうでしたか。これからのシーズン楽しみすぎて眠れませんよね。チャンネル登録してこれからのドジャースの快進撃を一緒に見届けましょう。